strange reason. I don't think I have all the answers. And those of you who are following from across the north, please listen with an open heart. For a very strange reason. I don't know why we have found it embarrassing to submit ourselves and to learn dimensions in the kingdom that are not yet captured in our experience. You see, as a general principle, the average African came from a background of deprivation. And when you come from a background of, say for an example, poverty and deprivation, something happens to you. The sense of embarrassment, you know, we always don't like to give credit to people for adding to where we are. So there are people, with all due respect, including pastors, who, in spite of the fact that God has made an easy way for growth, for knowledge, for impartation, for the anointing, they would rather route their own path through suffering and ignorance. The lack of, how do I put this now? It's an aspect of pride. That means I don't want to acknowledge that it was through this woman, through this man, that this and this was added to my life. I rather say I found it by myself. You see that kind of mentality? And it is something that is destroying the program of God. Now, there are many beautiful things that the church in the north has embraced and preserved. One of it is setting their anchor on Jesus and evangelism. That one, no one will beat the church in the north. They have preserved that regardless persecution. If you find someone who was trained in the north and does not focus on Jesus, he was not a serious person. Or maybe he did not grow up in the north. I can tell you that for free. Praise the name of the Lord. But there are other aspects that are needed for the emergence of true apostolic and prophetic voices. You know that there is a bankruptcy of certain dimensions of knowledge that should come to a territory, because you see the consequences politically. You see the consequences economically. You see the consequences in terms of the level of influence and spread for the kingdom. You see, this work of ministry, we are not in competition. The most important thing is that Jesus will be revealed. Are we together? When God grants a man or a woman or a people dimensions of grace, it is supposed to be for the edification of the church. But you see, transference cannot happen in the presence of pride. You cannot receive in the presence of pride. And sometimes, my precious people around the middle belt and the north, maybe subconsciously, we need to train ourselves to not be too proud to receive. It does not reduce. This is the word that the Lord gave me to the church in the north. Now, this is not a general prophecy to everybody. I know there are people who are very broken, very humble.